When we talk about stretching, someone wonder how many type of stretching, because it's too many type. So today we will understanding how many type of stretching.
On the whiteboard, I pointed out the four main kind of stretching that the literature reports. There is another kind of stretching, the dynamic stretching. It could be like the number 5, but we will do a separate chapter about the dynamic stretching, because dynamic stretching is a hybrid. It's a kind of hybrid technique between a real stretching and a warm-up. It's mostly used for warm-up. So let's start talking about the 4 main different kind of stretching. The first one is the static. The static stretch is very easy to perform. It's a passive kind of stretch. You just lengthen the muscle until you reach the end of range, and you hold the segment at the end of range of movement for at least 12 to 20 seconds. And in this way, we use the creep phenomenon of the tissue, the creeping of the tissue, to passively elongate the muscle fiber and the connective tissues.
How it works?
It works because when the muscle fibers perform contraction, not all, after the muscle contracts and it has to relax, when the muscle relaxes, not all the muscle fibers come back to the same position, to the original, to the starting position. And so by forcing the segment to the end of the range of motion and holding it there, we facilitate the return of the muscle fibers to the original length. It's a mechanical phenomenon. Next up, we have the ballistic stretch. The ballistic stretch is very similar to the static stretch. It's also a passive kind of stretch, and it consists in putting the skeletal segment at the end of the range of motion, and then bouncing back and forth at the range of motion.
The difference of both type of static stretching and ballistic is rhythm.
Is the rhythm, yeah. In the static is a continuous hold. The ballistic, in the ballistic there is a bouncing. So because of this, actually the ballistic stretch kind of gets a bad reputation, because some doctors, some physical therapists, they claim that by performing the stretching in a ballistic way, you put too much stress on the ligaments, on the tissue, and so you actually, instead of preventing the injury, you kind of can cause injuries. So the ballistic stretch must be performed only in case somebody cannot stand a long, sustained static stretch, and must be done with a lot of caution. It means that don't need to be done quickly and with too much strength, but needs to be done very gentle,
and not touch the pain.
Yeah, never go past the level of the pain. This is actually a very important rule about the static and ballistic stretch, where the tension in the muscle must be so much to give you some kind of discomfort, but must never go in the pain territory. Never. The third kind of stretching, the third and the fourth kind of stretching, they actually take advantage of something that is called PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. That means that they use some spinal reflexes and some proprioceptive corpuscle that are in the muscle tissue and at the junction between the muscle and the tendon. So they use this kind of stretches. They use this mechanism, this neurological circuit, this reflex, to relax the muscle, to inhibit the muscle, and make it so that it's easier to lengthen the muscle. And so the first one is called the contract relax. How is it performed? It actually uses the Golgi tendon reflex as a PNF mechanism, and you need to ask it must be performed with the help of another person. Can actually be performed by yourself, but it's kind of difficult. It's easier if you have a partner helping you. So you ask for the contraction of the muscle that you want to lengthen. It's counterintuitive because you want to lengthen the muscle, but you ask for the contraction. What happens when you contract the muscle? When your partner contracts the muscle, you hold the muscle. You don't allow actually the muscle to contract. So the contraction is kind of an isometric contraction. Yes. You hold this isometric contraction for at least 6 seconds. Then you ask your partner to take a deep breath in and to let go, to relax completely. And then you use this time to perform a static stretch of the muscle.
Someone cannot imagine.
We'll make.
We make on mine for
okay. So Mr. Wood performed a lot of bicep curls, and so now he cannot fully extend his forearm. And so what we do is we hold the segment at the maximum range of motion, and we ask, Mr. Wood, please bend your arm.
I try, but I not move anything. Because it's just
2,
contraction.
3, only isometric.
Only
4, 5, 6. Take a deep breath in, and now relax. And we go. What happened is that the Golgi tendon corpuscle registered the tension in the muscle, and this increase in the tension of the muscle is perceived by the Golgi tendon receptor as some kind of danger, because the muscle keeps contracting but the segment is not moving. The tension in the muscle increases and there is no movement in the segment, and so the Golgi tendon sends the message to the spine, hey,
you need to relax.
You need to let it go. Nothing is happening here. Nothing is moving. And so by sending this message, the spine segment sends the message to the muscle to relax.
Make it fatigue like that?
No,
not fatigue, because just 6
seconds.
Because if we use around 30 seconds, it can fatigue because it's isometric. But we use just 6
short, kind of intense. The intensity should be at least 20%. 20% of your maximum.
Not maximum. Not 80.
Sub-maximal. Around 20% of the muscle power.
Because if we use too much tension or too much time, we will make fatigue and can be injury.
Yes, exactly. The fourth last one uses another mechanism, another neurological reflex that is called the reciprocal inhibition of antagonist. What is that? This is a thing that happens all the time, every time we move. When we move a segment of our body, we have the agonist muscle that perform the contraction that we are looking for.
When I curl my arm,
yes,
bicep is work.
In an arm flexion, the bicep is the agonist.
Agonist, yes, is contract to bending.
And the tricep is the antagonist.
Yes.
Antagonist because it performs by activating the antagonist. You perform the opposite. You extend the arm.
Yeah.
So what happens? It happens that every time we want to flex our arm, there is a reflex happening in our spine. What happens? It happens that I want to bend my arm, there is a signal going to my bicep muscle and to my neck. C5.
C5.
So it goes to my neck, and so it goes into the spinal cord, and from the spinal cord it takes the direction of my antagonist. The spine sends a signal to my antagonist. Hey,
Relax.
I'm flexing the arm. You stay down. Don't contract, because we are going to flex the arm. We don't want to extend the arm. So this is something that automatically happens all the time, every time we move. How can we use this reflex at our advantage? We use by performing a contraction, a relaxation, followed immediately by a contraction of the antagonist. Yes. So what happens is this. I want to again to relax this sore bicep. So I ask Mr. Wood to flex his bicep for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deep breath in, relax, and extend. Push down, 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 push down. Okay. By asking him to contract his tricep, we send a signal to his spine, to the spinal cord, to send a signal to the bicep to relax,
inhibit
even more the biceps, so to allow a better arm extension.
So interesting. And next, we will talk about is too many type of stretching when we will perform each type. What type we will use pre-workout and which type we use post-workout?